Joshua chapter 6. The destruction of Jericho. Now Jericho was tightly shut because of the sons of Israel. No one went out and no one came in. And Yahweh said to Joshua, See, I have given Jericho into your hand, with its king and the valiant warriors. And you shall march around the city, all the men of war circling the city once. You shall do so for 6 days. Also 7 priests shall carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. Then on the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. And it will be that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout. And the wall of the city will fall down beneath itself, and the people will go up every man straight ahead. So Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said to them, Carry the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of Yahweh. Then he said to the people, Go forward and march around the city, and let the armed men go on before the ark of Yahweh. And so it happened that, when Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests, carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before Yahweh, passed on forward and blew the trumpets. And the ark of the covenant of Yahweh came after them. And the armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark, while they continued to blow the trumpets. But Joshua commanded the people, saying, You shall not shout, nor let your voice be heard, nor let a word proceed out of your mouth until the day I tell you, Shout. Then you shall shout. So he had the ark of Yahweh taken around the city, circling it once. Then they came into the camp and spent the night into the camp. Then Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests carried the ark of Yahweh. And the 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of Yahweh went on continually and blew the trumpets. And the armed men went before them, and the rear guard came after the ark of Yahweh, and they continued to blow the trumpets. Thus the 2nd day they marched around the city once, and returned to the camp. They did so for 6 days. Then it happened that on the 7th day they rose early at the breaking of dawn, and marched around the city in the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they marched around the city 7 times. Now it happened that on the 7th time the priests blew the trumpets, and Joshua said to the people, Shout, for Yahweh has given you the city. And the city shall be devoted to destruction. It and all that is in it belongs to Yahweh. Only Rahab the harlot and all who are with her in the house shall live, because she hid the messengers whom we sent. But as for you, only keep yourselves from the things devoted to destruction, lest as you are devoting them to destruction, you also take some of the things devoted to destruction and make the camp of Israel devoted to destruction, and bring trouble on it. But all the silver and gold and articles of bronze and iron are holy to Yahweh. They shall go into the treasury of Yahweh. So the people shouted, and the priests blew the trumpets. And when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted with a great shout, and the wall fell down beneath itself, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight ahead, and they took the city. And they devoted to destruction everything in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and donkey, with the edge of the sword. Now to the 2 men who had spied out the land, Joshua said, Go into the harlot's house, and bring the woman and all she has out of there, as you have sworn to her. So the young men who were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brothers and all she had. They also brought out all her relatives and placed them outside the camp of Israel. But they burned the city with fire and all that was in it. Only the silver and gold and articles of bronze and iron they put into the treasury of the house of Yahweh. However, Rahab the harlot and her father's household and all she had, Joshua preserved alive, and she was lived in the midst of Israel to this day. For she hid the messengers from Joshua, whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Then Joshua made them swear an oath at that time, saying, Cursed before Yahweh is a man who rises up and builds this city Jericho. With the loss of his firstborn he shall lay its foundation, and with the loss of his youngest son, he shall set up its gates. So Yahweh was with Joshua, and the report about him was in all the land.